So now let's talk about what the implementation setup actually looks like. So phase one, this is going to be the discovery. This is the discovery call. This you're already starting phase one because it starts as soon as we hop on the call. When we hop on the call, right, we're going to be doing a business audit, discussing any bottlenecks that stop you from getting the funding, identify those, and then finally strategize and game plan based off your unique situation. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. Funding is not a one size fits all. Okay, even me funding when I was learning the game, before I even got myself funding, and in the very beginning we were funding clients. Okay, you cannot use the same data points that somebody else is using because it's not going to fit your situation. That is why we've had two different clients. We use the same data points, but why is this person getting a higher approval? Why is this person getting a lower approval? That clicked for me saying, okay, we can't use the same data points everybody. It's unique to your situation, and that is exactly the implementation. So we're going to identify that on the call. Okay. Phase two, once you come through, once you, like I said, get onboarded, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to be sent an onboarding form, right? Next, when you're on the onboarding form, that's going to upload your credit and business reports. So this is how this going to separate you from other people that are getting funding. Because we take it a step further. Okay, not only are we looking at your credit reports, but we're taking a look at your business reports. I'm gonna bold that simply because it's 2026 at the time of this recording. The way they could have got funding in 2021, 2022, or during around COVID time, everybody was getting funding. But now, because banks are tightening up, more people are defaulting, everybody's just using consulting, everybody's just trying to start a business. They're going to tighten up, and they're starting to pull a lot of more reports. You're not only just your credit because you're personally guaranteed, but now your business reports, and they're also checking secondary reports, right? One main specific is LexisNexis. So if you ever got denied because you're unverifiable, one thing to check for is definitely your LexisNexis. So that is going to be during the onboarding, and then you're also going to get access to your client portal, extra trainings and resources, and access to your Slack channel that you have 24/7 access to, right? So that's going to be phase two, the onboarding and strategy introduction. That's going to be days one. Okay, now phase three, we're going to call this the system implementation. Okay, this is basically why you're working with us because we're going to install the systems. This is going to be days 3 through 30. It can happen anywhere between here. So the system implementation is first off, we're going to have the onboarding call, right? You're going to hop on with me or someone on my team. We're going to be going through all the reports, right? And going over your financial data so then we can start to build that strategy call, make sure that you get everything, make sure that you got everything, and make sure that you're ready and prepared to be successful for the funding. When we implement the systems, right, this is where we're going to prepare you. So we're going to do a credit profile optimization. We're going to do business structure optimization depending on your industry, and then a banking sequence analysis that is dependent that is based off of your needs and your location. Okay, there's a lot that gets done here. Okay, so me and my team are going to be taking care of a lot of this stuff, but that is the system implementation. This is the key factor that separates your agency or your consulting business that's looking to get funding versus somebody else's agency or consulting business that's going to get funding. You have a system now, and I'm going to explain to you why, after working with us and getting the funding, how you can repeatedly access 100K even after working with us. So that's going to be phase three. It's going to be days from 3 to 30. Phase four, this is going to be the funding acquisition. This can start typically within the first 2 weeks, up to 60 days. So this is where we're going to be basically applying, whether that's through RMs or that's going to be online, whatever that it is, we're going to be basically applying for the applications. Next, when you get the funding, that's where we're going to deploy the capital. And then if we have to go more rounds, we'll do that if needed. So that's going to be from days 14 through 60. Now, you can repeatedly access 100K after working with us because your credit profile is optimized and your job is just to maintain it. We're going to have resources on that. Your business structure is now optimized because now it's accurate, you are verifiable, you're positioned properly, and finally, your banking relationships are established. So once you use the funding, right, you pay those down, you can increase your limits over time, or you can apply again, right? You need to apply again by yourself, or you can just work with us again so you have another great experience, get access to the capital. It's going to be way easier because everything is already good, and we're going to be able to work with you. That is how you're able to see all these approvals with our clients. Like this is not random. This is based off the funding implementation setup that we implement in your business. Okay, it's that simple. All these were not these weren't random. These were all the algorithm randomly chose us today, or the banking relation manager randomly chose us. No, we position you, restructure you properly so that these are possible, so you can finally scale and invest in your business and get to the next level.